Good morning and welcome to Storytime. Thank you for joining us again, yes, on this lovely Monday morning. Yes, I hope you had yourselves a great weekend. I am so glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you and welcome. Yes, we are here and today we'll be reading Mabel, a mermaid fable. And this one is written by Rowboat Watkins. Thank you so much for joining us for that one. Yes, good morning to you. Please let us know where you're joining us from and who is joining in with you. Good morning. Good morning to you, Danny. How are you doing today? Good morning to you, Isabella. Good morning to you, Leslie. And good morning to you, Luis. Thank you so much for joining us. Lydia Yamaguchi, thank you so much for joining us this morning. How are you doing today? Good morning. Good morning to you, Lacey. How are you? Good to see you. Anna Lima in Chicago, how are you? So glad you could join us today. Thank you so much. Good morning to you, Lacey, one more time. Winnie Mabena, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us. Please let us know where you're joining us from. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Thank you. Happy Monday indeed, Anna. Thank you so much. Good morning to you, Asta, and good morning to you, Obsa. How are you today? Yes, so glad you could join in for story time. I hope you're ready for another amazing week of stories. Yes, good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Amos Ngulube, how are you today, my brother? Good to see you again. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're having yourself a lovely Monday, and of course, I hope you had a great weekend. Good morning to you, Blessed Masonga Ngoma. How are you doing, big brother? Thank you so much for joining in. Happy belated Father's Day to you. I hope you had a great Father's Day weekend, a great Father's Day yesterday, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you so much for joining us. Sarah, how are you doing today? And you're joining in with Coraline, and also her brother in Berkeley. What's your brother's name, Caroline? Thank you so much for joining us, Sarah. Thank you. Much appreciated. Good morning to you, Lerato Chisomo. How are you doing? And you're joining in with Chikondi Temwani and Kondwani all the way out in Zambia. Love those names. Thank you so much for joining us. Liam, Logan, and Mom, how are you doing joining in today? Thank you so much, Laura. And you guys are joining in from San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning to you, Liam, and good morning to you, Logan, one more time. Thank you so much. Camille, out in Sunnyvale, how are you doing today? You're joining in, of course, as usual, with Jayada Santiago and baby Marco. How are you today? Thank you so much for joining in. Desmond, how are you doing? Good to see you joining us from Gilroy as always. How are you doing? And good morning to you, Jess. Have yourselves a lovely week and of course have a lovely Monday to start with. Good morning. Good morning to you, Madalena. You're joining in with Tudor out in San Francisco. Good morning to you. I hope you're ready for this one today. It's called Mabel, a mermaid fable. Yes, written by Rowboat Watkins. Good morning to everybody that is joining in. Whiteson Chavula, how are you today, my brother? Thank you so much for joining in. Good to see you. And please do remind me the names of the kids one more time. Good morning to you, Sheba Chanda. How are you doing? And I think you're joining in with Benjamin. I hope I got that correct. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Kate, how are you doing with Adelaide right here in Auckland? Good morning. Welcome. Thank you so much. Winnie Mabena, you say you're joining in from Zambia. Thank you so much for joining us. Where in Zambia are you, my sister? Thank you so much. Shalev and Yushai are here. Thank you, Jillian. Where are you guys joining us from? Thank you so much for being here. Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning to you, Lydia, one more time. Yes, excited to go under the sea and see what Mabel is up to. Yes, thank you so much. Adelaide, how are you? And you're joining in with your hour today. Oh, thank you so much for joining in. Yes, Mono, Lee, Natasha, and Violet, all the way out in Lusaka. Thank you, Whiteson Chavula, for that. Thank you, and good morning, good evening to you, kids. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning, Ellen. How are you doing? Cloudy Chicago. Oh, wow. Sunny out here in Auckland. Thank you for that, Ellen, and good to see you as always. Good morning to you, Dominique. Good morning to you, Nia. Good morning to you, Naima, and of course, good morning to you, Cairo. Hopefully you are having yourselves a lovely Monday to start. Yes, good morning. Heather, how are you doing? And you're joining in with Mbazira Kitamirike. And oh, I thought I had the names today. One more. Do help me with that. Good morning to you. And good morning, Asta. Rachel Reed Mudenda in El Paso. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I hope you're having yourself a lovely day. Thank you. Harmony Beth, how are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for the invite to the event. Thank you. Much appreciated. Penelope from San Gabriel, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us. And yes, you're joining in with Vanessa. How are you? Thank you so much. Darky Shepherd, of course, with Pema and Maya in San Diego. Oh, wow. Good morning to you. Thank you so much. How are you doing? Yes. Patrick Rice Olive Oil, how are you doing today? Good morning to you, David. Good morning to you, Abby. And of course, good morning to you, Katie. Thank you so much for joining us today. Tusubira, Sekamwa, and Bazira from Auckland. Thank you. Yes, I knew I forgot the one. Thank you. I will get it next time. Damien Kahinya, how are you doing? So glad you could join us. I am glad you are here. Sandra joining us from Denmark. How are you doing with Sopuru, Arinze, and Choco? I hope I got those names correctly, but thank you so much for joining us. You are very welcome. Jonas Kunda, good morning to you. I am glad you are here. Thank you so much. Good morning to you, Ella and Lily. Yes, good morning to you, Song. Thank you for joining us. Winnie, you say you are in my hometown, Lusaka. How are you doing today? Thank you so much. And Jillian, you are in Richmond, California. And also we have Joshan in Auckland joining us with Ryan Benedette. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us. Much appreciated. Sharon Lungo, how are you? Good morning to you. And of course, thank you so much, Kurt. Yes. Good morning. Terim Sonda, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us, my brother. And great catching up. Thank you. Yes, good morning. Annabelle and Parker in San Francisco, good morning to you. Sarah and Aria in San Francisco as well. Thank you so much for joining us with Sarah. Jennifer Vera, how are you doing? Good to see you as always. Yes, and now we're going to get started with our story. Mabel, a mermaid fable, written by Rowboat Watkins. But before we go into that, we're just going to talk about 2 fun facts about octopus. Yes, and did you know that octopus are the masters of camouflage? They can adapt to match the colors and textures of their environment. Yes, and also octopus can release a cloud of black ink which helps them obscure them or hide them from the whoever is attacking them. And also that black ink can affect the sense of smell of the attacker. So yes, they have great defensive mechanisms right there. But now let us find out what Mabel is up to and who else is joining her on her adventure today. Mabel, a mermaid fable, written by Rowboat Watkins. And of course, this book is being read with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Do check out the link to find where you can buy yourself a copy. And yes, go to Storytime pages and you'll be able to find that link as well. Yes, good morning. Mabel, a mermaid fable by Rowboat Watkins. What was weird about Mabel wasn't her mustache. Her dad had a mustache. Her mom had a mustache. Her big sisters had matching mustaches. Even her baby brother had a tiny baby mustache. What was weird about Mabel was that she had no mustache at all. I am nude, she thought to herself. Mabel tried hiding her nose behind jaunty shells and by wearing seaweed falsies, but this only made her feel like a clown. Nudibranch, others would say. What was Mabel to do? Mabel had no idea what a nudibranch was, but if she was one, the only thing to do was hide. So she frittered away, who knows how long, hiding in holes along the ocean floor. Until Mabel realized she was not alone. Who are you? She asked. I am Lucky, said the giant eye. Who are you? I am Mabel. Why are you here? Mabel asked. Because I only have 7 legs. That sure is a lot of legs. I am supposed to have 8, said Lucky. What can you do with 8 legs that you can't do with 7? Mabel asked. Count to 8, said Lucky. I can teach you to count to 8, said Mabel. Mabel actually helped Lucky count all the way up to 88. And Lucky sort of taught Mabel how to juggle. Great. Then they pretended to be king and queen of the corals. Nudibranchs! Others kept calling out. Sorry, said Lucky. I leak when I'm scared. That's okay, said Mabel. What's a nudibranch? Nudibranchs are sea slugs, said Lucky. Oh, said Mabel, so that's why they're awful? They aren't awful, silly, said Lucky. Nudibranchs are amazing. I am amazing. Suddenly, Mabel realized everything she ever really needed was already right under her nose. I wonder what comes after 88. Let's find out. The end. Well, kids, I hope you had a good laugh with that one. I certainly did. I enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed it. It's a great book, and definitely one that teaches us to remember to be self-confident, to remember that we are beautiful, and yes, we should be able to be out there. Nobody should ever make us want to hide. Yes, thank you so much, and to all the friendships that help bring others the brightness in all the others around you, we applaud you for that. Thank you so much for joining Storytime today, and for that uplifting book. Yes, Mabel, a Mermaid Fable by Rowboat Watkins. And of course, thank you to Chronicle Books for allowing us to read that amazing book. Thank you everybody for joining in. But we are not done at story time. We are back tomorrow with another exciting story. And tomorrow we'll be reading Under My Hijab. And this one is written by Henna Khan and illustrations by Aliyah Jalil. Do join us for that one. Yes, thank you so much for everybody for joining in. And of course, here at Storytime, we will be promoting summer literacy, making sure that we are encouraging reading for the kids during this summer. And of course, as the pandemic continues to affect us. But thank you everybody for joining in, for bringing kids to read books and to enjoy such great stories. Yes, let's see who else has joined us today. Thank you so much. And as usual, always enjoying the company on Storytime. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jen Veda, much appreciated. Thank you. And I hope to see you soon. It's been too long. Sonia Abrantes, how are you doing? Please let us know where you're joining us from. Good morning to you, Dominique. Thank you. Oh, hello, Sonia. You're saying you're joining us from Portugal. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, Nia likes mermaids. Awesome. Yes, that makes 3 of us, Nia. Thank you. Thank you. Anna Lima, thank you as always. Yes, thank you for joining us. And yes, what makes us unique is what indeed we bring to the table. Let's embrace variety. Thank you, Analima, for that one. Absolutely beautiful. Yes, Jen Veda. Sandra Chizova Ezioma, thank you so much for joining us. Yes, have a good night as well. Thank you. Thank you, Lacey, as always. Good morning one more time. Ellen Edwards, mermaids with mustaches. Yes. Amazing imagination. Thank you for joining us. Jen Veda, Auckland Public Library is open now for curbside pickup. Yes, so people, now you know. Please do go and get those books. Thank you so much. Thank you to you, Camille, as always, for joining us. Lacey, you say you love mermaids and unicorns. Thank you for joining us. To everybody that joined in, it is much love, as always, from Storytime. And I will see you tomorrow when we are back for Under My Hijab. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye.